Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dale Stonick with ACE Doran. I am the Safety Director here. Joining me today is my good friend Jeff Roach. He is the Regional Director of Field Operations and New Agent Development. Jason is out this week doing some additional training, so I asked Jeff to join us to help fill in. I really appreciate him stopping by. Jeff, how are you?
Hey, doing very well, Dale. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the call.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Just want to go over some quick updates on how we're doing with CSA scores, claims, and our typical housekeeping type of things. So I'll start off with our BME ACE scores here. Vehicle maintenance moved up to 81%, so that was a 1% increase over last month. Hours of service also inched up 1 percentage point to 74. Our unsafe driving was flat. It's still at 67%. Driver fitness moved up significantly. We're up 14 percentage points to 57%. For those of you that are not familiar with what driver fitness is, that has to do with making sure your CDL is in good standing. For whatever reason, if your CDL is suspended for financial reasons or unpaid taxes, whatever, you cannot legally be driving the truck. You need to let us know so you're not out there. If you do get through a roadside inspection and they find your CDL suspended, they will put you out of service and you are stuck there alongside the road until you get that particular issue fixed. So that's not a good position to be in. So let's make sure that our licenses are in good standing, especially the next couple of months leading up to our 72-hour blitz. Finally, crash indicator went down significantly, 17 percentage points to 20, and our drug and alcohol score down 2 percentage points to 1. So that was a good improvement. On the government government wind secure side, our scores are the following. Vehicle maintenance moved up 2 percentage points to 37. Hours of service down 1 point to 22. Unsafe driving has moved up 1 percentage point to 5, and then all the other categories has no score. On our claim updates, this is how we are through the first half of April so far, or year-to-date through April, mid-April. Our total claims cost is $86,391. We're significantly under goal, but well ahead of what we were this time last year. The big driver on that was a rear-end accident we had back in February. That has been the lion's share of our claims. So just once again, when it comes to out there driving, make sure you have plenty of following distance. Those lane change and rear-end accidents are very costly accidents to us, so just make sure you have plenty of space and you're checking your mirrors every 5 to 8 to prevent these type of accidents, and we greatly appreciate your support in those regards. Moving on, I want to congratulate the following drivers for clean inspections here during the last 30 days. So the following 2 drivers had clean inspections from the state of Illinois: Jack Skelly, Mark Watson. Eugene Hatch had a clean inspection from Kansas. A new driver, Jonah Young, fresh out of the gate, got a clean inspection out of Kentucky. It's the way to go. Yari Valdez with North Carolina had a clean inspection. The following 3 drivers had Ohio clean inspection: Charles Thompson, Radames Lopez, Nick Rhoda. Robert Hubbard had a clean inspection with the state of Tennessee, and Rebecca Hemchek had a clean inspection with Virginia. And then one of our wind drivers, Wesley Stone, had a clean inspection with the state of Missouri. Once again, I appreciate all the effort you guys are getting clean inspections. Let's keep that momentum going, especially through the summer. I'd like to turn it over to Jeff right now. He's going to talk to us a little about some of the things that's going on in his world and make reference to Camp Bennett for us also.
Thank you, Dale. Guys, we're continuing to put on new agents as we're looking for more and more opportunities and more freight to put in the system for you guys so that you can be more profitable. As the summer comes on, as we know, the building product states are picking up, and that's a blessing for us all. One of our new agents that we just put on, his name is Danny Congrove. He's our agent 765 out of Chillicothe, Ohio. Danny's been with us just a hair over a week, and he come out of the gate booking freight and moving it already. Has a lot of good opportunities for step decks and flatbeds as well. You can reach Danny at 740 701-6887. And Danny is located up in Chillicothe, Ohio, and love to hear from you and give you support. And if you don't have a current terminal list, reach out to me or someone else, and we'll make sure that you get this. And we're continuing to encourage all of our agents to put some freight into the system so that you'll be able to see it on the load boards. Unfortunately, a lot of times, all the freight doesn't get posted that is available. So if you're in an area, look up and just reach out to some of the guys. If you're in an area and you can't find anything, drop me a call there in Owensboro. I'll be glad to take a look around and see if I can't help you as well. With summer coming on, there's a lot of other things that are happening right now. We've got a great opportunity for your kids. If you're looking for something for them to do for a week, Camp Bennett is just around the corner. It's July the 8th through the 12th, and this is a camp that's sponsored by Bennett. They pay for everything down there. I'll pick up anybody that's wanting to go. It's available to your family members between the ages of 12 and 18. There is a few exceptions, and it's been made on that. So if you're concerned that you've got an 11-year-old and you think maybe they would be interested in going, reach out to me and we'll talk if you would. If you would like a little information on it, you can Google Camp Anderson in Old Town, Florida. That's the name of the camp when Bennett's not taken over there. It's really amazing. It's a Christian camp. Your kids are treated wonderfully. Food and everything is taken care of with a lot of activities during the day for them. There's fellowship at nighttime. There is church services at night that's geared strictly for children, and they respond very well to this. Last year, we were blessed with 50 kids were baptized that last day, and it's pretty awesome to see lives being changed. Guys, once again, we're so grateful for what you're doing out there each day. Stay safe, and anything that we can do, please reach out to us. There's one state I would like to bring up to you is a lot of my guys run through the state of Indiana, and they've seen this happen quite a bit. Right there in the Bedford, Indiana area, they're writing a lot of warning tickets for speeding. There's a little speed trap right in there, so be very careful as you go through there. And as you know, a warning costs your CSA points just as really worse because you can't contest a warning. So just watch your speed and be careful out there, and may God continue to bless each one of you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. You had a lot of information there. I do just want to comment on a couple of things. Thank you for a nice transition into speeding. I did want to mention that here. I just kind of forgot that during the first quarter of this year, I don't know if it's a case of maybe we're just a little more conscious of it, but it was the first time in a while that we'd seen where our speeding violations were significantly less than in the past. Matter of fact, restricted lane, we had more violence for that and failure to obey than speeding. But unfortunately, this last month, it's kind of turned back to we're starting to see an uptick in speeding. Now, I don't know if that's just the case. The weather's getting better, and for some reason, we're getting a little less cautious. But we definitely want to keep an eye on that. This month of April, for the 8th BME side, we've had 7 unsafe violations, and 5 of those have been speeding related. Out of the 7 that we've gotten for BME ACE drivers account to 4 of those violations. 3 of them have been speeding. 2 of them have been 15 and over, and the other one's 6 to 10. All the speed-related violations are the typical what we see. It's a case where our drivers are coming into a changed speed zone where the speed limit has lowered, and we have not lowered our speed accordingly. We're still going the previous speed limit, 100 feet previous. A lot of times when I talk to our drivers, they say it's a case I'm just keeping with the flow of traffic. Fortunately, that doesn't really work for us. As commercial drivers, we're obviously driving a bigger piece of equipment. We stand out more. The expectation is higher as professional drivers. So we have to be better than that. We definitely need to watch what we're doing with the speed and lower the number of violations we're getting. For the month of April, we only had 6 violations falling off, and we brought on 7. So it doesn't look like we'll be able to gain any ground with our unsafe for the 8th BME this month. Next month, we have a better opportunity, but we've got to be focused on minimizing the number of violations coming on if we want to see our score increase. Thank you for reminding me, Jeff, and then also, obviously your comments about Camp Bennett is a wonderful thing. Especially appreciate Mrs. Taylor providing financial assistance for everyone who's interested in doing that exercise. That's, a great opportunity.
With that being said, Dale, guys, if you're needing for transportation for that, I pick up a load up here in Cincinnati, and then I stop even down in Knoxville and pick up a few more and head on down to Old Town, Florida. I'd be leaving out Sunday the 7th to arrive in time for the Monday morning. So my cell phone number I wanted to pass along as well so that you can reach out to me if you have any questions on as far as a new agent or as far as anything to do with Camp Anderson, Camp Bennett. My cell number is 270-316-1723. I'll repeat that for you. It's 270-316-1723. And another note, if you used to work for a company that had an agent that you were really connected with and they had a lot of freight that they could bring to the table, reach out to them and see if they'd be interested. We'd love to bring on new opportunities again, and we'd reach out to them and see if we could be a fit for them here at ACE as well.
Thank you, Jeff. Patrick just reminded me. So if you have any questions or if you have any safety tips you want to offer, please hit *3 now. That way we'll have you in our queue, and we can go to you right after we're done with our presentation. So *3 for questions or tips. I do want to move along. So we are getting that time of year where we'll be looking at the annual International Road Check, the 72-hour Blitz in June. I only have this safety call and the one in May to make sure we're prepared for that time of the year. So this year they've already started sending out information to us carriers, letting us know that their main focus is going to be on steering and suspension systems. Some of the highlights they put out in some of these news briefs is that obviously steering and suspension supports heavy loads carried by trucks. It also helps maintain the stability and control under acceleration and braking. It keeps tires in alignment, reducing chances of uneven tire wear and possible tire failure while maximizing the contact to the road. Inspectors during that 72-hour Blitz will primarily be conducting level 1 inspections on most rigs during that time. The other thing that they will be doing is the standard type checks. They'll be looking at brakes and cargo securement, lights, steering, suspension, of course, tires, and more. They will also be checking driver's CDL. So as I mentioned, make sure your license is not suspended. If it is, you need to let us know. Medical examiner certificate, which that is attached to your CDL now through your motor vehicle record. They'll also be looking at logs. Once inspected and no defects or violations are found, they will attach a decal indicating that you have already passed those inspections. Some additional facts that was given to me was they say during this 72-hour Blitz, they approximately inspect 17 trucks every minute during the Blitz. So last year they had sidelined nearly 12,000 trucks and put 2,600 drivers out of service. So I just want to make sure in the time we have before June 4th through the 6th that we are prepared for this annual Blitz and we're able to pass. So we'll start working ourselves up with more information going out, making sure our equipment's up to par, and obviously everything else. We have all of our permits and everything during that time so that we're able to pass these highly scrutinized inspections without any issues. So moving along, I do want to remind everybody that even though we've moved to annual inspections now, that you still need to turn in your quarterly maintenance reports. So if you hadn't turned in the first quarter, please do so. So if you're getting your vehicle serviced regularly, oil changes, tires, lights, you're supposed to be keeping a record of that and then just putting that on the maintenance report and sending that in to us. So you will be on annual inspections, but we still need your maintenance reports turned in quarterly. You can send it to us via, mail, scanning it. You can even go to Driver's IG. They have an electronic version of that you can get out there and turn it in that way. So once again, *3 for any questions or tips, while we are waiting for that, I'm going to have Jeff draw from the drivers who got clean inspections. We have a new addition to our program here. We got a very nice Yeti mug that has the Ace Doran logo on it with the Safety Priority 1 in a beautiful red. So we are drawing for that, and we will get that mailed out to whoever Jeff draws here. Jeff, if you would be so kind, sir.
There you go.
Mark Watson. Mark Watson is the owner of that new mug. So congratulations, Mark. We will get that to you here, and hopefully you get it in a couple of days. So,
guys, thank each of you for those clean inspections. That's very important to us, and great job, and thank you.
Yeah, obviously clean inspections help. It's not bringing on points, and we also pay for the clean inspections too, an additional $200. Just make sure you get those into us right away. You're supposed to notify us within 24 hours and get them sent in. We greatly appreciate that. While we're waiting for a couple more callers to come in, we've got a few in. I just do want to mention that I will be spending a little more time with Jeff here at the end of the week. We'll be at his Owensboro terminal in Kentucky at the Hallsway truck stop.
Yes.
I don't know what the address is, but I just know where it is.
On 60 east of Owensboro.
All right, thank you. So we will be doing a safety meeting this Saturday there, starting 7:30 local time, which is Central Standard. We will have breakfast down there at the truck stop, and then we'll move up to the conference room and do a safety meeting there. So I do know, I had a couple of people ask me when we're going to get the safety meeting launched on Driver's IG. I know Keith Copeland is working to get that done. Last I spoke with him, he's got the content, but he's got to get it recorded and then uploaded. He's trying to figure out, we had some videos in some of the live or in-person safety meetings, and it doesn't quite work on the streaming, so he's trying to work around that. Some other safety meetings that I do have coming up, I'm going to be doing a couple of wind safety meetings. Anyone is always welcome to join, but I will be in Clinton, Illinois on May 1st, and then Newton, Iowa on May 2nd. So I'll figure out the sites once I get there and how many people will be there and kind of go from there. But if you're in that area, you're more than welcome to join. So we do have a couple callers available to us, so it's *3 if you have a comment. So Chad Perkins is our first caller on the line. Chad, how are you doing?
Doing good, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing well.
Doing well. Good afternoon.
Good. I got a little bit of pet peeve that I'm actually going to be taking care of when I get home sometime in next week or so. Is if you find any welds that's cracked over on your trailer, especially I'm talking step deck and mostly talking aluminum, make sure those are touched up, make sure they're grinded down and welded, because if they're going to find anything over on your tubular frames or even on the side rails, they're going to nail you this year. It's just some of the points that a friend of mine from Delaware that DOT is looking at this year is those.
Well, that's good information. So obviously, you know, they're during that time, and you know, just not during that time. It really should be this type of mentality.
Yeah, it should
really
be.
Need to elevate our game to make sure we're passing inspections. I know the majority of our drivers do a good job, but it's that last 30-35% that we need to help encourage to do what needs to be done, so we get them a higher passing rate. So we're into the 80s. It'd really help our score start going south, which is what we ultimately need. So I thank you, Chad. Do you have anything else?
No, that's pretty much, guys, but keep it safe and watch out for the motorcycles and kids.
Yes,
I'm
good.
now getting close to them, especially the ones going to prom and everything else on Friday and Saturday nights. So be aware of those. All right. Be careful.
Good points. A good spring driving tip.
Be safe.
Chad, with motorcyclists, and I'm starting to see even just cyclists now. Past couple of weeks coming into work, I've seen about 3 or 4 motorcyclists and some bicyclists too. So thank you so much. We got another Richard Nowak. Richard, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
I'm doing well.
Good afternoon, Richard.
New to the program.
Good afternoon.
How's it treating you in our wind division?
Well, I'm sitting out here and by Big Lake here in the rain here, waiting for it to dry off, I guess. But I was gonna bring up Saturday night. I got a inspection in Texas there, in George West on 281.
Okay.
And the officer there told me that they're gonna in that area they're gonna be popping 24/7. While I was sitting there getting DOT, they brought 4 trucks in and out of service for logs and e-logs and stuff like that.
Wow.
So they're doing the weekend thing real bad at night.
Oh man.
And now I'm new, like I said. Who do I see? Because I sent the copy of that inspection to Steve.
Okay.
And he said he was going to get it to whoever needed it. So let me know if you got it or not.
You said was this last Saturday?
Yep, Saturday night.
Okay. You can you went through orientation in Houston, right?
Yeah.
So what you can do is they should have shown you this. You can always drive axle stuff in. If you got the drive axle app downloaded, you can take a picture.
That where I put my bill of ladings in.
Yep, same thing. Instead of sending
Okay.
it to settlements, or I think it's actually rates at ACE,
Yep.
you can change that to safety at acedoran.com, and then those items will come to us.
Oh, safety at ACE.
Yep.
Doran.
Did you get a clean inspection?
Yes, sir.
All right. I hadn't seen it post yet, because if it would, I would have.
I had just put a new set of tires on that Saturday.
Oh. But I'll tell you what. I will get
good.
for next month. I'll make sure I give you recognition, because it'll post by then.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But they said when they get the canopies up on 37 south of San Antonio, he said once they get the canopies on, there's going to be level 3s going 24/7.
Oh wow, that's good to know.
So people going down 37, let them know to make sure you're got your I's crossed and T's crossed.
Yeah, especially because we have a fair amount of obviously wind trucks in that area.
Yep. So I just thought I'd let you guys know that.
Good to know.
Congratulations and thank you for that clean inspection.
Yep.
You betcha.
Thank you. Anyone else has any comments? *3. Go ahead and get in the queue. It's open right now, so we'll give it a couple minutes. If no one else calls in, then we'll wrap this up here. So, Jeff, did you have any other comments?
Yes, if you happen to be out and you missed the safety meetings that Dell's putting on and you're coming through Owensboro, Kentucky, if you'll reach out, Dell's given me the ability to be able to conduct safety meetings so I could get you taken care of there at my office. So just reach out to me and I'd be glad to give you some help, because we want to ensure that you're getting these things. We want you to get your safety bonus each quarter. It's a great opportunity to pick up an extra % and some extra money for just doing your job.
Yep. And, any terminal, too, should be able to do that. Just give them a little heads notice, and we can get that in. So it looks like we have Preston on the line. Preston, how are you doing?
Doing good. You?
I'm doing fine. What's up, sir?
I was just going to bring, I guess, to the attention, last week I was coming from Alabama into Mississippi, and the coop there pulled me around to a setting officer, and he did a level 2 inspection, and everything was good. Everything passed good, everything, but he did write me up or warn me or even gate or verbal, whatever, however you want to look at it. I'm not real sure. I passed it to Dale, but the previous Friday I was sitting in traffic in New York, and my 14 hours expired while I was sitting in traffic, and we were told to let it expire, go into violation, and then after it goes into violation, when you get to where you're going, just document where it is, like your next safe zone or whatever.
Yep.
The officer told me we did it wrong. Officer clearly told me that when it got down to a couple minutes, he said I should have went to PC, because that's the reason why the laws have changed, and then got to the safe zone, went back on duty, did my post trip, went back off duty. And but anyway, he documented that on a paper for us, and I turned it in. And I just know us as drivers, we've been explained to let it go into violation and then document what the problem is and get to a safe zone. But the officer clearly told me that that's not the way we should do it. Can we get it's probably important for us drivers all to get on the same page, especially with something like that, because I know it happens, to people almost on a daily basis when it comes to traffic or closed down interstates. It just that day happened to be a wreck, and they shut down all 3 lanes.
Yeah, I know. I looked at that, and I looked what happened for you when you're getting when you're at the consignee. No, you're at a shipper. You were at the shipper in Pennsylvania, weren't you?
No. I was in New York. I was actually headed to New Jersey for FedEx, and I had a FedEx I had a FedEx trailer on, and I was stopped in traffic. And
if I remember correctly, you were in Pennsylvania near Carlisle.
Could have been. I know I was on the way to. No, well, yeah, I guess I was, because I was just on the outside of New Jersey. That's right.
So
yes, sir.
I put a request in to have that officer look at that again. What we get concerned about is making sure people don't abuse the personal conveyance. We've had some instances where drivers are putting themselves in personal conveyance and then going significant distance. I'm talking a couple hours driving under personal conveyance, so that's why we're always conservative in that regard. We don't want people to misuse it, so that's why we've told drivers just to document if you're a couple minutes over for that reason. So, but yeah.
Well, I had him give me an example, and his example was, in my situation, I only went a short distance anyway, but his comment was that they changed the rules in order to give us an out in that type of situation. Or he said if you're at a rest area and the rest area was full, instead of parking on the road, which is unsafe, use it in that terms as well. But his comment was, they realize, sometimes it might be 7 miles, sometimes it might be 15 or 20 miles, but it's not good for 50, 60, 80, 100, 120 miles. Of course, that's abusing it.
Yep. In the same regard, I'd ask the officer to, he didn't necessarily have to give, any sort of write-up for you, because it clearly shows you were just using it where you were just to get off the closest truck stop that you could find, which I think was only 20 minutes additional. So I'm waiting for a response back. Yep, but that's a good point nonetheless. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Wonderful.
So much. All right.
Thanks.
It appears that we don't have any other callers inbound, so I'm going to go ahead and just wrap that up and let everybody get back to what they're doing. I'd like to thank everyone for calling in. Appreciate all the hard work you guys do day in, day out. Without the efforts that you guys put in, it gives us purpose here in safety. I'd like to thank Jeff for joining me today. Appreciate him coming over from Owensboro be on the line with me. Jeff, did you want to say anything?
No, we're just very thankful for each and every one of you drivers out there and what you do. The sacrifices you make for us and your family, it's amazing. Each day you guys have to leave out and leave people behind. And I know right now I've got one of my drivers, his wife is not doing very well, and he's worried for us. So just an unspoken prayer out there, guys. Just kind of remember one of my driver's wives, and just anything you can do for each other, just continue to do it. We are a brotherhood, and just continue to remember each other and help each other out there on the road, guys. And reach out to our safety department anytime that you need any questions answered, as this is a great group of people, and they're here to help you and support you. Give me a shout on anything I can do on my end. Be glad to direct you or even make the calls for you on anything we can do. Again, we're grateful for you, and thank each of you.
Thank you so much. Very well put, Jeff. Everyone have a great day. Thank you.